Hello, everyone. So, I was thinking about holding off for a very long while on election predictions in the wake of, the results this midterm and just how completely off they were from the way anybody would expect. But I think there are some, I probably don't think I'll predict any using Trump anymore because he's just unpredictable. And I don't feel confident predicting with like DeSantis or um, well, possibly with them, but who knows? But Trump is a big wild card. But I think this is a prediction that I can probably do. Because it's so extreme. That it probably will never happen, and you probably know which way it would go. This way, anyway. So, and I guess I'm also here to help the Republicans cope, if you would say. um, so today I'm going to be doing Lee Zeldin, the governor candidate in New York, who nearly won in a safe blue state. Um, this cycle as a Republican nominee. Is he even on here, Zeldin? I don't know. And I'm going to be doing for the Democrats, Lori Lightfoot, the mayor of Chicago, who is historically unpopular, or I mean, I don't know about historically, but very unpopular. You know, nobody likes her. Progressives don't like her. BLM doesn't like her. Anti-coppers don't like her. Cops don't like her because she's kind of like, this is one of the places where trying to be between both sides actually hurts you, because it's such a polarized divide that if you're anywhere in the middle, neither side is going to support you if you're anything but any of the polar extremes. um, so not only that, not only that, but also the rest of Illinois doesn't like her. Rural Illinois conservatives don't like her. Republicans don't like her. Blah 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 blah. I don't think she's liked about any. Lesbian. She ran on so being the country's the first black gay woman mayor, and then just like she doesn't represent the values of any of those groups, and none of those groups like her. So you probably have an idea where this is going to go, and just so you have an idea where I think this is going to go, I think Illinois, which is her home state, that's where Chicago is, and this is my home state too, is going to tilt red. Yes, if anything, it could maybe even be lean red. I don't know, but I'm going to be generous to her, and I'm going to say tilt red for Illinois. Because I feel like Chicago's not going to turn out for her. I mean, like Zeldin, I feel like he'd be great on the issue of crime. Illinois is a state where crime affects people a lot, especially in Chicago. But Chicago wouldn't turn out for her. I mean, Zeldin would probably since he's a politician. He's not an outsider, so that would hurt him. But like not nearly as much, and also because he's not. I mean, he also has an anti-union voting record. So Zeldin might do a little bit worse in the rurals. He wouldn't get the turnout that Trump would, but still, that's not nearly enough, to offset Lori Lightfoot's Tori Tightfoot, as I would say. Her drop off with Chicago wouldn't turn out for her, and if they did, they'd probably turn out for Zeldin because of the crime issue, and she's being blamed for the crime issue, just like Kathy Hochul in New York. And progressives wouldn't turn out for her, suburbans wouldn't turn out for her, the rurals would massively turn out against her because how much this might be like a revenge moment, just like get revenge on Chicago finally, even though Chicago doesn't even like Lightfoot. But yeah, I think Zeldin would only do slightly worse than Trump, but then Lori Lightfoot would do so bad that the state, yes, Illinois, a Biden plus 17 state, would flip red. There actually was a red wave in Illinois this cycle. Governor, I call him Justin Bieber Pritzker. He only won the governorship by like 10 points. Like I think less than that. Yeah, last time he won by like 18. So yeah, but anyway, yes. So if Illinois has tilt, then it goes without saying Wisconsin. Even with the little drop off for Lee Zeldin in the rural areas, who just wouldn't turn out at all. Um, Even so, like it's still the other Democrats aren't going to turn out for Lori Lightfoot. So it goes without saying that these states would be red. Minnesota would probably be likely red. It would not only be pierced, but it would be pierced by a very decent margin, but not quite safe. Not quite over 10 points. North Dakota. Obviously, all the safe. Arizona, swing states, Arizona, Nevada, will still be safe because we're shifting this far to the right. Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, Alaska, Mississippi, Georgia, Florida, North Carolina. Yeah, she's already. Lee Zeldin has already won the elections. Where else? Where else? Oh, Maine 2nd District. Yeah. So going on then, I think California. I think this is a place where crime is also a big factor, and it's even gotten to like I would put that as likely, not safe because, I mean, it might go to like a less than 10%. I mean, like barely over 10%. But I'm just going to illustrate how close it's actually going to be by putting it as likely. I think it can definitely narrow up. It's narrowed up in the past. It narrowed up in 2004. Because the college-educated white men were voting for Bush. The state was within 10 points in 2004. Yeah. Yeah, California, and Lee Zeldin would resonate a lot with the people here who, who are tired of, just not feeling safe in their day-to-day lives. What's another place where crime is? I'm sure. I also think Washington could even go just because progressives wouldn't turn out for Lori Lightfoot. Seattle crime is is a big issue. Oregon could even go lean, like barely lean. There's not a ton of urban areas there, but I don't, it's gotten narrow before. The governor's race was narrow. The go. I mean, in 2000, it was like a swing. It was like a tilt margin for the blue side. And Hawaii still see being safe. I don't think there's a huge crime problem there. DC still safe, so only 7 electoral votes so far. Where else? Nebraska 2nd. I probably see that being a like a likely margin. Colorado, progressives also wouldn't turn out there. I mean, it's probably going to be leans. I mean, Oregon and Colorado are similar to Illinois normally. But I think I have Illinois flipping just because of how, even though it's Lori's home state, it would not, they don't like, it's more personal how much they dislike Lori there. But in these states, it wouldn't be as personal, but it would get very close because of, the issues she doesn't resonate very well on. And then Virginia, I think, would would lean to Lee Zeldin, probably win it by single digits, I think. And thus New Mexico probably would lean too. It would just be pierced barely. Maryland, usually a safe Democratic seat, but there's a lot of crime there too. So Maryland could go likely or borderline safe, but only barely safe if at all. Same with Massachusetts. These have big cities. There's a lot of crime there. Vermont, it's a rural area, not really. But progressives, I mean, this would still be a lot closer. You know, progressives wouldn't turn out for her. And then Connecticut, I mean, probably see Delaware and all these places getting to like lean margins. Rhode Island, New Jersey, Connecticut. There are urban areas in a lot of these cities too. I mean these states. New Hampshire, I'll have as a likely, just matching Minnesota's margins. I think Zeldin probably also be, moderate enough on the abortion issue. I mean, all he really has to say is, I'll just there should be a national ban after late term or after a pain threshold because that's very popular. Most I don't get why people are supporting, but whatever. I'm not. You can either be in this mentality of I don't get why people think this way. How the fuck could you think this way? Or you can actually just accept it and you can cater it. I mean, and you can just adjust your strategy accordingly. Yeah. So and then Maine, the first district could get likely. It could get a lot closer because those are urban districts. And then Maine at large would just be like lean. Just a matchup, it's about 9. It's a D+9 state. Virginia's D+10, Mexico's D+10. So it's definitely in line with these 3 states. And getting down to the elephant in the room, New York. I think New York could actually go either way. I mean, I would have it though as a tilt for Lori Lightfoot, Democrat. That feels. I mean, because New York is much more Democratic than Illinois, even though it is Lee Zeldin's home state. But Illinois is normally a D+17. New York is like a D+30 usually. So I still think Lori Lightfoot would win here, but it would be greatly the margin would be nearly nothing. I mean, Zeldin got it within 5 points. I mean, 6 points, and it was nearly 5 points. In just in the governor's election, so he could do very well, but it would, I'm not sure he would be able to still pierce it. I mean, it still could happen. There still could be you could see a red New York, especially for someone as bad as Tori Tightfoot. So, who knows? New York, I could see it going either way. But I just to be safe, I'll put it as tilt Democrat, just to be generous to Lori Lightfoot, because he's already losing so big. So you have this scenario where both candidates lose each other's home state, lose their own home state. Zeldin takes Illinois, and then Lori takes New York. Well, who knows? Who knows? It could be either these 2 states could be either way. So, but this is my prediction for that. This is the way I see it going. So, yeah. Let me know. So Zeldin wins 366 to 172. Yeah. So, thank you for watching. And if you enjoy this, like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what type of matchups you want to see me do in the future. And I think doing more matchups with Zeldin and also with Kathy Hochul will actually be more interesting at this point because of the crime issue. Makes it a lot easier to predict too. So yeah, thanks. And I will see you all later.